Okay, so let's go install Visual Studio. This is a spanking clean Windows 10 setup. As you can see, it even launched the browser for the first time. All right, so going to the site, visualstudio.com. And let's see what we've got here, current day. A lot of different things, a lot of different flavors that we can get into later, but you want the IDE of Visual Studio. You'll see Community, Professional, Enterprise. Community is, and if I mouse over it, I think it'll tell you it's the free one. So if you're a student, this is the one you're going to want to get. I'm going to go ahead and get Professional because I'm setting up a new Windows machine, but it's all going to go through the setup just about the same. All right, so you see down at the bottom, what do you want to do with this thing? You could save it and run it later, or just go ahead and hit run, and it'll do its download and install. And then obviously it wants to make changes to your local computer. You say yes, and you wait. So here you go. Before you get started, blah, 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 just hit the continue button, and it's off. At this point, you don't need the browser anymore. Go ahead and close that. And this is going. This will take just a couple minutes to get to the next screen, so we'll jump ahead. Okay, so here we are with a bunch of choices. So let's maximize that so we can kind of see everything here. We are going to need ASP.NET for web development up here in the top right, and when you click it you see the things that it's going to install, and then you have some optional things. We're going to be doing Azure, so I'm clicking that, and data storage and processing, I'm going to click that because we're going to be needing what's called SQL Server Data Tools over here for some things. So at a minimum, that's what you want: ASP.NET and web development, Azure development, and data storage and processing. I'm going to grab a couple other things like .NET desktop development, just because I'm going to need them for things later that I might show you. And you don't have to obsess about getting these all exactly right, because you can always come back and add and remove things later. So just to glance around here, individual components, you see the frameworks, 4.7.2, different things. One of the ones that I always end up needing is, okay, we want to make sure that we have NuGet there. I'm going to go ahead and hit link to SQL Tools because I'm going to need them for some things later, but you don't need to worry about that for now. Like I said, you can always come back, which I do every once in a while. Language packs, English. On installation location, for, I mean, you guys probably know this, for any off-the-shelf product, I've run into problems where you choose. I mean, I used to be where I wanted things exactly where I wanted them. You're much better off going with the default location for programs than changing them. Might not be a problem, but if you're good with the default, just let it be the defaults. If you ever have a situation where you have like a C drive and a D drive on your computer, you know, let the C drive be operating system and applications, and let your D drive be data. But going with the defaults is the better way to go if you can. All right, so install or install while downloading, it doesn't really matter. You'll get to the end one way or another. This is going to take many minutes, several minutes, so we'll go ahead and I'll stop it here and we'll jump ahead when we're at the end of this. Okay, so here we are, and at this point I would recommend that you do create an account, because this is what's going to be your account for when you do things with Microsoft Cloud, which is Azure and other things. So you can hold off doing this until later, or you can create an account now. I'm going to go ahead and sign in since I already have an account, and we'll take a look at what we've got. We could not refresh the credentials, value. I saw this one time before, and I would think I was able to get around it. I like a dark theme. Oh wait, general. So yeah, you can choose your development environment, and this is something that just caters to whatever language you've chosen or something like that. You can change it later. Choose general. I like a dark theme. Do whatever you like. And on that error, I've seen that error before. You might not get it. We'll see if it causes any problems, but I doubt it will. Okay, so this is the first screen that comes up for Visual Studio as far as doing something. I'm going to go ahead and close this and close the installer, and you'll see if you click your start button and just start typing Visual Studio, you'll see it show up in the list there, and I usually just grab it and I go ahead and pin it to the taskbar, pin it to the start menu just so I have it everywhere. So let's just launch it, make sure it comes up. And again, this is that screen we just saw. So in the next video, we'll actually do something with it. But we've got Visual Studio installed, ready to go on our computer.